Monroe, Connecticut. This idyllic New England town is home to a bizarre collection of artifacts that are not for the faint of heart. This is the Warrens' Occult Museum.
I would describe this museum as probably the most haunted location, I'd say, on Earth, because the objects that are here are unholy, they're unblessed.
Since 1952, this unconventional museum has housed a sinister array of skulls, satanic idols, and other cursed objects. But according to curator Tony Spera, the most diabolical item here is a simple child's doll named Annabelle.
The doll, at first glance, looks like any other rag doll. It's got the stringy hair, it's got the button eyes, and it's got striped feet. It's just a beautiful little doll to some little girl. But this doll is not the kind of doll you want to give to your daughter.
The curators at the Warrens' Occult Museum believe that Annabelle has the power to kill.
We believe it's responsible for the death of a young man that came here to the museum.
So what is the real story behind this devilish doll named Annabelle? Connecticut, 1970. A nursing student named Donna is celebrating her 28th birthday with her roommate, Angie. To mark the occasion, Donna's mother has sent her a rag doll. But what none of them know is that this is no ordinary doll. Donna keeps the toy on her bed as a reminder of her mother's love. Then, one day, when the girls come home from class, they notice something strange. The doll has moved.
And they'd come home and the doll's legs would be crossed, or the arms would be crossed. And they start to get a little suspicious, like, what's going on with this doll?
And it seems that the doll's powers don't stop there.
They'd find notes written on parchment paper in pencil, saying things like, help me, help us. Little notes that didn't make any sense.
At first, the girls seek a rational explanation for the mysterious notes.
The girls thought maybe someone's getting into the apartment. What they did is they'd mark things to see if when you walk in the door, you're going to move the rug a little bit. The nurses said, we'll know someone was in here. Well, nothing was moved, except the doll. That freaked them out.
Fearing that there may be a malignant force at work in their apartment, the girls call in a medium and hold a seance.
The psychic said, you have a spirit of a little girl named Annabelle. She was killed in this apartment.
Then the medium reveals that the spirit of the dead girl has possessed the doll.
She's in that doll. She's the one that's trying to communicate. Now they're concerned for Annabelle. And now they really started to treat Annabelle as a human.
But not everyone is convinced. Donna's friend Lou refuses to believe the doll is possessed, a mistake he would come to regret. One afternoon, while Lou is taking a nap, he has a terrifying nightmare.
Annabelle is crawling up his leg, coming at him. He said, and then she gets to the top near my neck and she starts to squeeze my neck like she's trying to strangle me.
Lou wakes up, gasping for breath.
And when he looked down and opened the shirt up, you could actually see claw marks. Now they knew. They were frightened.
Desperate to be rid of the evil effigy, Donna and Angie contact Ed and Lorraine Warren, founders of the Warrens' Occult Museum. And the Warrens have some alarming news. They believe that the spirit lurking within the doll isn't a dead girl, but a demon.
I didn't want him to take the doll, and I didn't want to go near it. I didn't want nothing to do with it.
But Ed Warren is willing to face down the doll. He agrees to collect Annabelle and bring her back to the museum.
The car ride home was terrible. You knew that you were carrying something that was bad, evil.
He'd be taking corners, and all of a sudden the car would be jerking, and then it'd start to stall out on him. very uncharacteristic of the car. Finally, he stopped the car. He took a vial of holy water and he sprinkled it on Annabelle in the back seat, and he made the sign of the cross.
Ed's actions may have saved their lives.
He seemed to calm Annabelle down enough to make it home safely.
And for a time, it seems as if the spirit that appeared to inhabit Annabelle has been cast out, until several years later, when one skeptical visitor challenges Annabelle to demonstrate her powers.
This young man, he runs up to the case. He says, "This is a bunch of bunk, but I don't believe any of this stuff. If this thing could put slashes on somebody, do something to me right now." Ed was like flabbergasted. He said, "Hey, son, sorry, you have to leave." 3 hours later, this young man was dead. He died instantly when he hit a tree head-on with his motorcycle.
Did Annabelle put a curse on the man and cause his death? Of course, there's no way to prove it.
The lesson you learn from this story is you do not challenge evil. You do not challenge the demonic.
And whether you believe it or not, this chilling tale is enough to persuade visitors to the Warrens' Occult Museum to choose their words carefully when in the presence of Annabelle the doll.